There's been
discussion.
a significant earthquake happening on the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. That's the sort of part of Russia north of China that extends into the Pacific Sea. And this is on what we call the Pacific Ring of Fire. This is an area, region around the entire Pacific Rim renowned for significant earthquakes. The earthquake we've just experienced there is 8.8 on the Richter scale. That is significant. That puts it at the sixth biggest earthquake ever recorded on Earth. So this is a substantial earthquake. And although not all earthquakes will generate tsunamis, this one has generated a series of tsunamis which are propagating away from this epicenter off Russia. We've already seen some 4 foot waves hitting Japan. Similarly, we're getting 4 foot waves approaching Hawaii and hitting Hawaii. And so there's a Pacific-wide warning of tsunamis, which basically is telling people to move away from the beaches, for sea defenses to be put up, and preparation for potential aftershocks as well. The earthquakes occur where we get tectonic plates, normally where we get tectonic plates rubbing against each other. So you've got the big Pacific plate. You know, the Earth is made up of these sort of geology plates, these geophysical plates, and the Earth is sort of where these plates rub, where they sort of join. We get stresses building up, and then every so often we get a sudden release of pressure, and part of the seabed flips up. And so it's that flip that causes the tsunami. And not all flips, not all sort of earthquakes will generate these. Some might be a very different characteristic, but this is obviously one that flipped up. It's a bit like throwing a very, very large rock into the sea and then watching the waves propagate away from that rock, that splash. And so that's what's happened in this case, and that's why this particular one has generated a tsunami. It's not huge. It's not one that's going to cause mass devastation, but it will cause coastal flooding and it will cause damage. And it does put lives at risk if people don't move to high ground. And that's the key message. Once you hear the warnings, the Pacific is very good at tracking tsunamis. There's an early warning system across the entire region. But also, warnings have gone out as far away as South America for people to avoid the coastlines, to move to high ground, certainly for the next 24, 48 hours. And it can take 24 hours for the waves to cross the Pacific from the Kamchatka Peninsula all the way down to, say, Chile and Peru. In these areas, the countries are used to tsunami warnings, and the public would have been trained already that the first thing to do is stop what you're doing and move to high ground. Lock up your houses, lock up your shops, and just move as quickly as possible in a calm way to high ground. And once you're in high ground, you are safe from these events.